All right, let's jump right into this explainer. Today, we are tracking the absolute meteoric rise of one of motorsport's brightest stars, Lando Norris. We're going to follow his incredible journey from the muddy, totally unglamorous karting tracks of his childhood all the way to the glittering heights of Formula One glory. But before we get into all the stats and the shiny trophies, let me ask you something. Where are Formula One champions actually made? You know, when we picture a 200-mile-per-hour superstar, we usually imagine these glamorous, sun-drenched European locales, right? Or maybe some state-of-the-art corporate testing facility. But the truth? It's often much grittier, much louder, and far less glamorous. Because instead of Monaco or Monza, the story of Lando Norris actually starts here, Clay Pigeon Raceway. This is a super unassuming, completely unglamorous outdoor track tucked away in Dorset, built right on the site of an old World War II military hospital. Yet this highly specific, local track is absolutely steeped in British motorsport history. It's a legendary fixture, and it actually forged the pure racing instincts of world-class talents like Jenson, Lewis Hamilton, and of course, Lando Norris.
Okay, here's our roadmap for today. We'll start at the Clay Pigeon Crucible, watch a karting prodigy emerge, and track his success conquering the Junior Series. Then we hit the Formula One dream before wrapping up with a legacy under threat.
Section 1. The Clay Pigeon Crucible, 815. That is the length of this track in meters. Now, in the world of global motorsports circuits, that is shockingly short. But that compact, challenging layout is exactly why it was the perfect crucible. It forces young drivers to develop pure racing instinct, lightning-quick reflexes, and absolute precision, completely without the crutch of long straightaways. It really highlights a crazy contrast, doesn't it? You've got the public testing their bravery in these blistering 60-mile-per-hour twin-engine karts on damp Dorset tarmac. And then you compare that to the 200-mile-per-hour, multi-million-dollar F1 beast racing under the dazzling lights of Monaco and Vegas. Norris literally had to conquer this raw, gritty scale in his early days to earn his spot at the absolute pinnacle of global motorsport.
Section 2. A karting prodigy emerges.
So we jump back to 2006. 7-year-old Lando steps into a go-kart alongside his older brother. He's heavily encouraged by his dad, Adam Norris, who was super determined to see his son succeed. And man, it did not take long for people to notice. Rob Dodds, a former boxer who became a karting coach, actually took Norris under his wing. He said it was obvious the kid had something. The second Norris got on the track, his sheer aggression and natural control just stood out to trainers who literally see hundreds of hopeful kids every single year. Just how obvious was it? Well, get this. At just 7 years old, Norris was out there clocking these wildly aggressive 35-second lap times. To put that into perspective, his coach said those times were on par with drivers who were 5 years older than him, like 12 or 13-year-old kids. It was just undeniable, raw talent manifesting right there on the tarmac. And the progression is just insane. When he was 8, Lando was literally just a super fan waiting in a Silverstone car park, hoping to get Lewis Hamilton to sign his helmet. Fast forward to age 13, he's the Formula Kart Stars champion. And in 2013, he wins the World Karting Championship. In doing so, he actually broke the record for the youngest driver ever to win it. And guess whose record he broke? The guy whose autograph he hunted down in the parking lot? Lewis Hamilton. Section 3. Conquering the Junior Series. Once you master karts, the next brutal test is single-seater racing cars. And his climb here was just incredibly fast. At 15 years old in 2015, he placed third in his first official single-seat racing in the Ginetta World Championship. By 2016, he signs with Carlin Motorsports, becomes the British F4 champion. The very next year, 2017, he wins the FIA F3 European Championship with 9 wins and 8 pole positions. Then, 2018, he finishes as the F2 runner-up, battling it out against heavy hitters like George Russell and Alex Albon. I mean, the sheer volume of hardware he hauled in during a single calendar year is nuts. In 2016 alone, he wasn't just the British F4 champion with 8 wins and 14 podiums. He also won the Euro Cup Formula Renault 2.0, the Formula Renault 2.0 NEC, and the Toyota Racing Series down in New Zealand. That level of total dominance? Yeah. That's exactly what caught the undivided attention of McLaren, who brought him on as a test and simulator driver in 2017. Section 4. The Formula One Dream. 19. 19 years old. That is how remarkably young Lando Norris was when he officially entered Formula One in 2019, securing a seat alongside Carlos Sainz. Seriously, not many drivers managed to start that young. It was a massive testament to McLaren's immense faith in his raw potential and everything he had proven on the track up to that exact moment. And you can see this steady, calculated improvement year over year once he hit the big leagues. In his 2019 rookie season, he snagged a solid 49 points. In 2020, he practically doubled that to 97 points, got his first podium at the Austrian GP, and became the third youngest podium finisher in F1 history at the time. By 2021, he surged to 160 points, grabbing his first pole position in Russia. The trajectory was unmistakable. And of course, that relentless upward trajectory ultimately led to the absolute pinnacle, becoming the 2025 Formula One World Champion. He completely transformed from a little kid in a parking lot hunting for signatures to the undisputed king of the grid. It just proves that mastering those 60-mile-per-hour twin-engine karts really did lay an unshakable foundation for his global supremacy. Section 5. A legacy under threat. So, as we celebrate his current success, we have to bring the story full circle back to where it all began, Clay Pigeon Raceway. Because today, that historic spot is facing a really uncertain future. Developers are actually proposing to turn the site into a luxury holiday lodge park. Now, the developers argue this project will boost the local economy and reduce noise in the protected Dorset landscape. But critics, they argue it destroys irreplaceable history. If this goes through, it means demolishing that 815-meter circuit entirely, a complete loss of a historic grassroots sports venue. Naturally, the local community and racing enthusiasts are pretty worried. Paul Check, who has been involved with the raceway for over 35 years, put it pretty bluntly. He said, "If this circuit is lost, it will be lost forever. Motorsport venues of this significance cannot simply be recreated elsewhere. For the racing community, this isn't just some empty stretch of tarmac. It's a vital training ground, a hub for charity events, and a completely irreplaceable piece of British motorsport history that literally launched multiple world champions." So that leaves us with a huge question to wrap up our explainer today. If historic, grassroots venues like Clay Pigeon are redeveloped into luxury parks, what exactly happens to the next generation of racers? You know, champions like Lando Norris didn't just appear out of nowhere. They were forged on muddy, challenging, totally unassuming local tracks. Without these crucial training grounds, where will the next 19-year-old Formula One prodigy even come from? Definitely something to think about. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and as always, keep learning.